Good afternoon, my fellow Americans. You know me best as your 44th President of the United States. But I've had quite a past that has helped shape who I am today. From growing up in Hawaii to serving as a lawyer and United States Senator. All of my experiences have made me the man that Americans chose to serve as their president. My childhood was unusual because I moved around quite often. I was born to Barack Obama Sr. and Ann Dunham on August 4th, 1961, in Honolulu, Hawaii. My father was a black man from Kenya who herded goats and eventually studied in the United States on a scholarship. I didn't know him well since he left my mother and eventually divorced her. My mom was a white woman from Kansas who left me with my grandparents so she could pursue her education. After my parents divorced, my mother remarried a man from Indonesia, so I would move from Hawaii to live with my grandparents to Indonesia. I attended a government school in Indonesia from ages 6 through 10, but I eventually moved back to Honolulu, where I attended high school. I had a few problems with drugs during my teenage years, mainly to deal with my emotional pain of feeling abandoned by my parents. To this day, I owe it to my grandmother for raising me to be a good man. After high school, I left Hawaii to pursue my college education. I spent the first 2 years in Los Angeles at Occidental College. After Occidental, I traveled to New York to attend Columbia University, where I earned a degree in political science in 1983. After college, it was time for me to get out into the real world. In 1985, I moved to Chicago and worked on the South Side as a community organizer, where I helped low-income citizens. I eventually earned my law degree from Harvard and obtained a job at a law firm in Chicago, where I met my future beautiful wife, Michelle. Later, I joined another law firm and also taught at the University of Chicago Law School. In addition to my law career, I'm also an author who has published 2 books. I decided to enter politics in 1996, and I was elected Senator of Illinois. After serving as an Illinois Senator, I decided to try to win the Democratic bid for the presidency. Before discussing my presidency, I want to tell you a little about my family. My wife, Michelle, and I were married on October 3rd, 1992. We moved to the Kenwood neighborhood in Chicago's South Side. During this time in Kenwood, Michelle gave birth to our 2 daughters. Here they are, Malia and Sasha. After deciding to run for president, I knew it was going to be a tough race against former First Lady Hillary Clinton to win the Democratic nomination. Luckily, I defeated her and ended up also defeating John McCain for the position of the 44th United States President. I chose Joe Biden as my vice president. I'm proud to say that I'm the first African American to hold this distinguished office. When I first took office, I knew I was entering difficult territory. Dealing with the Iraq War, health care and education reform, decreasing our national debt. During my inauguration speech, I summarized the situation by saying, "Today, I say to you that the challenges we face are real. They are serious, and they are many. They will not be met easily or in a short span of time. But know this, America, they will be met. Well, I do need a bit more time to achieve these goals, and I hope the American people will vote for me, Barack Obama, in the next presidential election. Knowing a little more about my life, I hope you will understand that I'm a man of values who believes in this country and the people in it. While my childhood was inconsistent and uncertain, I know that my devotion to the American people will never falter.